Hey guys, how are you tonight? It's Red Orca, bringing you a Halo Wars video. Now, it's been a week since I put one up, so I'm actually going to put up two Twos games in one in this video. One because it's against the same people, both are good games, but also because, like I said, I haven't put one up, so let's do it too. We are against Crazy Legs FX and Vampire Girl Yui, and I'm with KP Layouts. They are running Anders Arbiter, and we're running Forge Brute. First game is on Repository, as you can see, and the second game is on Beasley's Plateau. Same combos both games, so KP is a big fan of Forge Brute. I'm more a fan of Anders Brute, but this one is fun and you have to play it a little different. You see me, I went Temple second because I had to fake that base, otherwise I might have gone first against an arby team. Also, I checked that base just because with us being a forge, if they thought we faked it, they could come over and buy the expo on our side instead, or just do something goofy. It would just make the game harder. So just wanted to be sure. Um, my opinion, the Arbiter does have the advantage on this map, so I just definitely want to get over there and go on offense and try to hit hard. Forge, I think, is better late game, but they definitely have the better combo for the middle, and Anders is definitely stronger earlier. Um, Personally, she's my favorite UNSC leader, but everyone has the one they like best. Um, but if we can turtle up, and if we do enough to him early, and we can turtle up, then the Forge will be stronger than her, and just won't be able to really be stopped. So that's what we're thinking. With it, Arbiter going second, he's probably coming on offense, was the thought. So I'm just going to go over this way and try to see if we can see where that Arbiter is. I mean, he could still play defense, but with him going second, I don't. KP doesn't think so. So, also, I'm going inheritance. My other option was try to stack, but I'm already getting spawn blocked. Okay, there's that Arbiter, like I said, on offense. So, I'm already getting blocked, and then depending on what they do, I can start porting in brutes, but I really just want to stay alive as long as possible, and Anders is probably going hogs, so it would just be good not to be able to be picked down. So I'm going to go up there, and I'm being spawn blocked, but try to do the same thing just because, again, with that Arbiter on offense, he's probably built grunts. So, yep, there you go. And we do block it, so. Well, he'd only built one, so I don't think he was planning on maining, probably just stripping me, which is the same thing we're going to do to them. Well, attempt to, anyway. And so basically right now, both UNSC are on offense, both Covey are on offense. So, like I said, right now it's a contest to see who can outdamage whose base. I do have mine locked. I'm stacking brutes just because with that Anders up front, she can just pick them off as they come through one at a time, and then they're useless and it's a waste of money. So that Arbiter, I think maybe he was worried we were going to main him, so he's gone for quick Citadel, whereas I haven't yet, just because there's not enough stuff over there to, well, main my base down, and I really just need to stack right now, so that's the thought anyway, and like I said, they're still working on stripping me instead of hitting the center of the base, so. Now, if she had Grenadier, which obviously you wouldn't at this point in the game, but if she had Grenadier, then I would be trying to upgrade, which, as you can see, I can't afford anyway, so. They're doing the same thing we are, with Covey hitting one side of the base and the UNSC hitting the other, just trying to strip Covey, really put the other one ahead. The other thought with him going Citadel is he probably thought, which it definitely works, because I've definitely had it done to me, is where you want to make it so the enemy Covey has to walk farther to hit your pads. So, but right now, while I don't have Citadel, I'm going to get it right now. That's why I keep checking back. I'm kind of worried that they're going to start shooting the center of my base and making the game harder on my teammate, which is not what I want. We are out base damaging them, and you'll notice that KP has his hogs split, so he's basically have a couple on offense and a couple on defense trying to push that Anders off of my base so that I can unlock, which I could have done right there, but just trying to get a couple more brutes out before I do so. And my base is in better shape than Crazy Legs' base right now, so just because the brute is better on offense than the Anders, but sorry, Arbiter. I can talk. Yes, the Brute is better on offense than the Arbiter is. And my teammate is actually, like I said, splitting his hogs, so he has them on offense and defense, so he's doing more than their Unicy is. So that's definitely why we have the advantage right now. So he just went in there with his hogs and made it so I could unlock. So um, definitely in a good spot right now. And my base is beat up, but Crazy Legs base is worse. So, which is basically what happens in games like this. Is it's who can make the other Covey's base uglier. Now, if you noticed a couple minutes ago, the Forge did expo. So while he is a bit behind the Anders, he's going to catch up, and so we're doing good. The Anders is going to come back, though, and try to defend while the Arbiter stays on offense. The Anders Hogs, she does definitely have tech on him, just because Forge is going tanks and Anders is going Hogs, so he didn't bother to upgrade them, which is why they're able to do this, but also why he doesn't care that he's losing them. And with us having done this much damage to the base, we are really going to try and get it, although it's kind of healthy at this point for, well, what I have on the base, so we'll see. The flare there basically is basically him asking me to pay better attention to the hogs, but there you go. Arbiter is still on my base. My teammate is transitioning into tanks at this point, like I already said, so you'll see some of those shortly, I'm sure. But I'm going to still continue trying to put out brutes and try to take this base down, because with that Arbiter on my base, I can't really get units up, so I'm working on getting an eco, and like I said, trying to kill his base, just because if it lives with him having those 2 pads up, then I've been wasting a lot of time maining it, so whereas you see the Anders is still trying to get me off with those Goss Hogs, so it's not looking like I'm going to kill the base. My teammate does have tanks. He's defending me against that Arbiter now, trying to get the arby off, or try to kill it possibly, because if we kill his base and then kill him... No, I just clicked him so that we can do this, because I wasn't going to kill the base with all that Goss. And again, now I'm really ahead of their Arbiter, since have an eco and he doesn't have a base. So, and like I said earlier, the strength of the Forge is that he can turtle up and get ahead of the other Unicy. So, I'm going to go ahead and recall my leader, just in case I can use him to pick money up anywhere, and also because I'm going to kind of use him as like a little turret in case the Goss Hogs come over, since, yeah, their Arbiter doesn't have a base, but she has a lot of units right now, so she could push up and definitely do some damage, so... Now, the other reason that I wanted to post this game, besides the fact that it was the same to people and it was a good game, is that, see this right here, not building a summit, but a factory, which, if you know KP at all, you know he's a giant fan of Wraiths, and I didn't used to be, but he's kind of gotten me to come around. With how many hogs she has, and the fact that they don't have, like they're probably just rebought his base at this point. That we're not gonna have to worry. We're not gonna have to worry about air against the tanks, but we are gonna have to worry about the overwhelming number of Goss Hogs. So Wraiths is definitely the better option. And two, like I said, KP just likes Wraiths, so he's like, get factory. But right now we're just defending, because again, like I said, the strength is the Forge, as you can turtle up, and two, there's just so much Goss that exists right now. So KP has his tank split, trying to basically defend and keep her off of our bases, while I get back, well, I get units, and he gets his tech up. So that's what's going on right now. I mean, I guess we could push in and try to just go kill the Arbiter, but there's no point when we can just turtle up. And again, there's just so much Goss, we could lose too much doing it, and then we could give away our advantage that we have for what we did to the Arbiter, so that would just be really bad. So KP's unsplitting his tanks. He's going to group them all up because of the number of Goss. I'm going to keep my chieftain over here because he's kind of useless right now against all the Goss, and I recalled him for a reason, so I might as well keep him. So send the Wraith over at first to see if I can help, but realize my teammate has it under control, so yeah, I'm going to turn the Wraith around and defend my own base with it while I try to get a few more of them out. So we haven't scouted, so there's a good chance, like I know I said earlier that it was important that the Anders might be trying to get one of those other bases. So that's what he was checking, one there, and two, the other thing is I can take my chieftain over and pick up that money that is in front of that base. So I could definitely use it, so that's what he's flaring for right there. And my teammate is also going over and seeing just, how built back up that Arbiter is. What his base is looking like, what he's building. So he is back on a keep, so he does have, not doing too hot, but again, the strength with an Arbiter is the Anders does have money, and she can just click him, and then he can rage a lot, and so the Arbiter's base, while, it helps us if he's broke, he could still do something, so that's the other reason we were turtling, but teammate's gonna go in and try to strip him a bit and then get out, which the Anders is fending off Forge, doing quite a bit of damage to those tanks, so which is why I'm going Wraiths, because like I said, and as KP pointed out in this game, the Arbiter's not going to have any units anytime soon, so they need something for her to go against the Goss. So tanks and Wraiths is better than tanks and air against Goss. Before anyone suggests Hunters, they're not mobile enough. I'm not going to have the time to get Tech 3 Hunters, so yeah. Wraiths are better. Okay, so again, the concern was Anders trying to get exposed. You notice that she is getting those sentinels to be anti-tank, so there is that. Which anti-air would have stopped, but again, there's one of them, and there's so many Goss that at this point he was having me just turtle up until I get scorched before I do anything, which is why I'm sitting back and my teammates just kind of harassing the Anders. But we're gonna split up. And, well, oh wow. Yeah, no, we were split up, as you can see, but he's like, no, don't bring your stuff in. I have an idea, so. The Anders does cryo to try to basically stop the tank so they can be stunned with the sentinels and taken out. But with Forge having tech now, he can just kind of roll up and survives that encounter. And is going to take that base out, and I'm going to come around the other side and hit Anders. Well, the thought is hit Anders' main. So we could hit the Anders on both fronts. And so, like I said, I'm going to go around to that one, and actually Forge KP is also going to go that way as well, now that the Anders' other base has been dropped. And we can see this one is currently under attack, which means potentially they're trying to get it, which they weren't, so I think a hog just drove past it, but it's still something to pay attention to, little cues on the map. So I'm going to go ahead and roll my Scorch Wraiths up while all those PT tanks go over there and hit the Arbiter. And just going to basically hit him on both sides with tanks, both mine and his. So instead of defending her base, the Anders was over there defending the Arbiter base, and the Arbiter is also back out and defending that base as well. So I'm just maining at this point because I'm 1 undefended and 2 Scorch Wraiths, so that's kind of what you do with them. So this game is over, but like I said, it was a lot of fun, and definitely early. It could have gone either way, just with the whole base. With the who could hurt whose base thing. But then we searched again and got them on Beasley's Plateau. Same combo, same matchup as you see. Vampire Girl Yui is still playing the Anders, Crazy Legs FX is still playing the Arbiter, I'm still playing Brute, and KP Layout is still playing Forge. Now this one I'm going to go Temple first. Since I'm across, well actually across from either of them I would do that, but it would change a little bit what I was doing, but in this case I'm going to go ahead and thinking I'm going to try to take Anders' hook and the Arbiter hook, and then hit the Arbiter. So, although that's what I would have usually done, he's flaring that I should go over and just kind of try to harass with my, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to go over and harass with my chopper, see if I can pick any of those hogs off and weaken them. Just because Anders does have the, well, the early advantage of this map, but late game, the Forge can just afford to, like, when his pads are harder to kill off of hooks. Some teams the Forge buys turrets because he can afford it. So, but you just want to worry about early, the Anders would have it. So, he's over here trying to like pick off Anders' hogs, just try to even that out, which is what you just saw right there. I missed it though. So like I said, I'm going to go over and take her hook, and then
lead us.
Local units.
Got it. On my way.
Enemy engagement.
Let's go. I'm going. Now.
try to take the Arbiter one.
Local units.
Shall be done. Easy enough. Point me at him.
Warehouse complete.
You got it. As you wish. Where to?
Local units.
Yes. What now? Ready to roll. Where to?
Enemy engagement.
Run them over. What do you want? Moving. What do you want? Brute, eager to fight. Yes.
Enemy engagement.
What
Okay,
now?
so far so good. You see the Forge is over there. My teammate is over there contesting that hook, making sure we get it. I already have a Brute in it, but Anders was over there on her own. Now she's instead decided to follow me and try to stop me from taking this one, which they're already getting. The Arbiter went for his own hook in this instance.
Warehouse complete.
Of course.
But I'm trying to see if I can take it back.
What? Easy enough. About time. Huh? As you
That's the hope anyway.
going. Of course.
Local units. Call complete.
Going.
And if
Local
he had
units.
gotten that grunt in, that would have definitely stopped me, but I gotta move now before I basically eat that grunt.
Point me at him. As you wish.
So this game I started off thinking I was gonna go haul, but basically because I'm just getting pushed off right there, it ends up being a bad idea, so even though I've already built it, I'm not gonna commit, and I'm gonna kill it and go for air. Because because I wouldn't have stayed in offense very long, and then I would have had a bunch of grunts that would have taken forever to run across the map, and would have done nothing. So I'm going to make sure I get my own hook, and get my base upgraded before they come over here and try to do too much damage to me. Now, right now we have the KP is getting his own hook. We have the Anders hook, although she's trying to take it back.
Local
I
units.
put the Brute in the Arbiter
Local
hook, but we
units.
don't have that one. So
Local
right now we
units.
have hook advantage. So we're going to have, at least temporarily, because it does go back and forth in this map, we're going to have 3 out of 4 of them.
Point me at him.
Although Anders is going to come by and try to stop that.
What now? Yeah, about time.
I had an extra
Summit
grunt, so I went
complete.
ahead and just left them over there to try to just help shoot stuff
Base under attack.
at the hook.
You got it.
Warehouse complete.
Yeah? As you wish. Uh-huh.
Because he's not really good for much else at this point. Whereas you see Crazy Legs is over here trying to stop me from having summits, and Anders is over here contesting my hook, just because hook control, like I said, is so important on this map, and we do have more than them right now, so they want to stop that.
Warehouse.
Now, because he's on my base and I
All
need
units.
air, I'm going to be trying to get that out
Enemy
of, okay,
engagement.
the hooks, basically.
Of course.
Just because I have to have it somewhere, and with it under attack here, it's not going to be on my main.
Where to? About time. What do you want? Moving. What now?
So we have actually 3.5 hooks at this point, so we're in a pretty good spot, though it could turn at
All units.
any point because I don't have any
All
units
units.
really, which is, like I said, why I'm trying to get them off the hook. So
Yes.
Local units.
Yeah.
Anders is of course still trying to do damage to my base, so is the Arbiter, whereas I'm trying to hit him.
Warehouse complete.
What do you want? I'm there. I got this.
Summit complete.
What?
All units.
Yeah.
Local units. Enemy engagement. Local units.
What now?
Local units.
Target sighted.
All units.
I'll get it.
Warehouse complete.
And yes, I know at this point I have no upgraded pads, but I've kind of been broke and more focusing on getting units out.
Local
So I'm
units.
going to have to work on that pretty shortly in the future, but for right now I'm just trying to get pads up and Banshees out.
All units.
Um,
Turret complete. Warehouse complete. All units.
Quickly now. Ready to attack.
and since I don't have boost yet, I can't really get them out of here once the Arbiter's attacking them, so there is that.
Enemy engagement.
But right now my
Boost
teammate
research.
is basically keeping us with complete hook control. I mean, yeah, they're contesting that one, but we have
Warehouse upgraded.
we have the rest of them at this point. So, like I said, we're in a good spot. So,
Warehouse upgraded. Summit complete.
although they are getting this one back from us.
Warehouse
Um,
upgraded.
And both me and their Arbiter are going Banshees, with their Anders going Goths.
Summit complete. Age of Doubt, research.
At this point, I'm really just trying to get units back up, because if you notice, I don't have any, and working on trying to get an eco so I can afford it, just because I kind of put myself in that situation, but my base was under attack, so...
Warehouse upgraded.
Now, I was also saving up for Tech 2, because I need to get vampires at this point, because my teammate is going tanks into their Goss, and they have Goss and Banshees, so we need to have tanks and vampires if we don't want to, well, hand them the game. Because I need to keep this tank safe, because, from the Banshees.
Vampire loaded up.
All units.
Yes.
All units.
Ready.
All units.
Vampire on.
All units.
We're going.
Now, hogs are much more mobile on this
All
map,
units.
especially if that Anders gets expos up. I can just continue the pump. So, Forge, of course, like I said, is harder for them to kill him out of the hooks because his pads are stronger, his eco is going to be better. But that would, again, if I had stuck with
All units.
Banshees, that would be one way they could have won with the mobility of the Goss and the Banshees shredding the tanks. So that's why I was trying, and I was unitless for a while, so I'm just trying to get these vampires up. So then the tanks can pick the Goss off. Well, I tried to pick out the Banshees. Well, try to anyway,
Local units.
being the operative word.
Engage.
So at this point we're trying to all go in together just to stop everything because they're pushing on my base with the
Local
Banshees
units.
and the Goss. So
Vampire ready.
Local units.
I'm gonna try to get a shield up though, just because
All
again with this
units.
being Goss and with us having those two hooks over
All
there,
units.
I don't need to have it
All units.
open to have an eco well enough to double pump. I can do that off of the hooks. So
Enemy engagement.
also that'll relieve pressure off of my teammate so he doesn't have to defend me so much because Goss could just come in and strip you so quickly. Or if that Arbiter gets Tech 2,
All
he can just
units.
come in and do the same thing. So that's why I'm going to try to get that shield up once they're not shooting at it anymore.
All units.
Vampire loaded up.
Local
Vampire
units.
Commander.
All units.
So now that I have the Banshees off me, I'm going to go over here and stick with my teammate just because, well, the
All
Banshees
units.
are on him, and, well, so was the Arbiter, but not anymore, so
All units.
not a worry there, but you don't want to, like, if you have anti-air, you
Shield
don't want to
generator
your
complete.
teammate's tanks
All
undefended,
units.
so
Moving there.
All units.
Online.
Local units.
Move up.
just going to go over here and try to push
All
on
units.
the Arbiter, one,
Enemy
so that he
engagement.
doesn't have Banshees
All
anymore,
units.
and two, so he possibly can't rebuild his Arbiter, depending if we get there in time or not,
All units.
Repositioning.
which,
We'll get
All
the
units.
Goss does come in to defend because the Anders does
All
need
units.
the Arbiter to be able to be back out to
All
defend
units.
against this.
All units.
We obey.
Enemy engagement.
Spotted.
Enemy engagement.
So she does cry to stop him from killing the base. Cause, okay, so instead of just aiming for the temple, temple's as much health as a base, pretty much. Maybe a little bit less. I don't know the exact numbers, but it makes more sense to aim at the base when you have
All units.
tanks like this. So that's how this game
team
ends.
is
And I
victorious.
do appreciate you watching, and I hope you tune back in for my next video.